Welcome to the Curator's Vault. I am the Curator, keeper of forgotten histories, forbidden accounts, and the strange truths buried between shadows. Within these walls lie stories seldom told, mysteries the world has chosen to ignore, and encounters that defy the boundaries of reason. If you have found your way here, then perhaps you, too, are searching for answers. Step carefully, listen closely, and remember, some knowledge cannot be unlearned. Tonight, we examine a case that has baffled detectives for nearly a century. A case so strange, so contradictory, that even modern forensic analysis cannot untangle it. This is the story of the man found tortured, dying, and yet impossibly alone, inside room 1046. A man whose identity, motives, and final hours remain a mystery even now. The story begins on a cold January morning in 1935. A young man checked into the President Hotel in Kansas City. He gave his name as Roland T. Owen. He carried no luggage, no suitcase, no coat, only a comb, a brush, and a tube of toothpaste. The hotel staff later recalled that he seemed nervous, as if trying to disappear into the wallpaper. His hair was dark and slicked back, his features sharp, almost tense. He claimed to be from Los Angeles. The bellboy guided him to the 10th floor, room 1046. Inside, the man asked for the blinds to remain closed, the lights off. He placed his few belongings on the dresser, sat on the edge of the bed, and stared silently ahead. The bellboy would later describe the moment this way. He looked like someone who'd been through something bad. It would be the last time anyone saw Roland T. Owen looking even remotely unharmed. Because what happened next, over the next 3 days, defies logic. On the evening of January 2nd, a maid named Mary Soptic entered the room to clean. The man was sitting in the dark, the shades drawn. Only one dim lamp illuminated the room. He asked her to leave the door unlocked. He said he was expecting a friend. When she returned an hour later with fresh towels, the door was locked from the outside. This is an important detail. The outside, meaning someone else had locked it. From behind the door, she heard 2 male voices. One was Roland's. The other was deep, calm, and unfamiliar. She knocked. A tense silence followed. Then Roland spoke quickly, almost like a warning. "We don't need any towels." Mary left, confused but uneasy. The next morning she returned again. The shades were still drawn. Roland was lying on the bed, fully dressed, seemingly awake but unmoving. A phone rang. He answered. The maid overheard his side of the conversation. "No, Dawn. I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry. I already told you, Dawn. Dawn." The name would echo through the case like a ghost. Later that day, Mary noticed something else. Roland seemed scared, afraid to speak, afraid to make eye contact. By the 3rd day, the tension in room 1046 reached a breaking point, and then it erupted into violence. At 7 a.m. on January 4th, a hotel switchboard operator noticed that the phone in room 1046 had been off the hook for hours. A bellboy was sent to investigate. He knocked. A low voice responded, "Come in." But the door was locked. He knocked again. This time, the voice said, "Turn on the lights." Confused and assuming the guest was intoxicated, the bellboy left. An hour later, another employee tried to rehang the phone. He used a master key and pushed the door open just enough to see inside. What he saw made him freeze. Roland was on his knees, on the floor, naked, holding his head in his hands as blood pooled around him. The room was drenched, The walls, the bedding, the towels, all soaked in red. And yet somehow, Roland was alive. He told the staff, "I fell against the bathtub." It was an impossible explanation. He had multiple stab wounds, rope burns on his wrists and ankles, blunt force trauma to the skull. This was no accident. He was rushed to the hospital, drifting in and out of consciousness. Police asked him the only question that mattered. "Who did this to you?" Roland whispered, "Nobody." And within hours, he was dead. The investigation took a sharp turn when police attempted to notify the victim's family, because no record of Roland T. Owen existed. Not in Los Angeles, not anywhere. Fingerprints matched no one. Dental records matched no one. The man had lied about everything, including his identity. Weeks later, a woman claiming to know him called the funeral home. She said, "You've buried him under the wrong name." When asked for his real name, she refused to answer. She said only one cryptic thing: he got what he deserved. Then she hung up. To this day, no one knows who she was. No one knows who he was. And the name Dawn, the deep voice the maid heard, was never traced. One of the strongest theories suggests Roland was involved with organized crime. Evidence includes his refusal to give his real name, the torture-like injuries, the mysterious Dawn, possibly short for Donovan, tied to criminal circles, a female caller later using phrases common in gangland warnings. Some believe Roland tried to leave a criminal organization and was punished. But this theory struggles with one question: why choose a busy hotel? Why torture someone where staff would easily overhear? It feels reckless, almost theatrical, as if someone wanted the body found. Another theory focuses on the mysterious phone call from the unidentified woman. Witnesses reported a male and female frequently arguing about a man who cheated, a woman angrily insisting he would pay for what he did, and a male voice matching the tone heard in room 1046. This theory suggests Roland was hiding from someone in a jealous, violent relationship. But then, why the fake name? Why no luggage? Why the ritualistic nature of his injuries? This theory explains emotion, but not method. Some researchers believe Roland may have been involved in covert activity. The early 1930s saw a dramatic rise in private intelligence networks, foreign agents operating in the U.S., illegal smuggling of classified materials, and underground political factions. Several details support an espionage angle. He traveled with no belongings, common among couriers. His behavior: paranoid, constantly in the dark, multiple voices heard inside the room, torture consistent with interrogation, his absolute refusal to name his attackers, even while dying. If Roland was a courier, informant, or agent, his silence makes chilling sense. Even in death, he would reveal nothing. In 1936, nearly a year after the case went cold, Roland's real identity was almost discovered. A barber from another state claimed he recognized him as a man named Artemis Ogletree, but records were incomplete. The claim was unofficial, and the trail evaporated. Decades passed. Room 1046 faded into urban legend, yet the details remain chillingly clear. The door locked from the outside, blood on the ceiling, the mysterious Dawn. The woman who said he got what he deserved. A man tortured, but keeping someone's secret to the very end. Whoever he was, Roland or Artemis, died with the truth, and it remains buried with him. Every object in this vault carries a question, and tonight that question is this: what secret was so valuable that a man would endure torture and death without ever revealing it? Perhaps someday the truth will emerge. But until then, Room 1046 remains one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in American history. If you wish to continue exploring the unknown, step deeper into the Curator's vault and choose your next case. Comment your theory about what really happened in Room 1046. Like this video to help others discover the case. And if you wish to continue your journey into the unknown, please subscribe to the Curator's Vault, where the unexplained is preserved.